that?
One thing for certain.
And two things for certain, Marcus will never let me get away with nothing. Out of all these, out of hell,
I remember he
I hated
all
you,
these
remember?
songs.
But you.
I just learned them from
Look, I cry about you, dog. I'm about to share one right now.
I learned.
I mean, you was on my ass, but you was the only one that never let me.
I learned them from.
What I did fuck up, you will always remind me.
Young Bob Headshot. Do It For My City podcast. Episode 1. Conversation with my father. Did this interview, say about February 3rd, 2020. A month and a few days later, on March 15th, which is my birthday, I lost my father. So I appreciate this conversation much more. Now I'd like to share it with y'all. Tune in.
This is Do It For My City podcast.
All right, now when I thought of doing this interview, it's been a minute trying to catch you, trying to get you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But
about that time.
But over the time, it just gave me more time to prepare for the interview, more time to think of different things I wanted to know and wanted to ask you. I started thinking of a title for it, and I came up with just a conversation with my father, because that's all we have in a conversation.
Nice
and part of the reason I called it that, I started to think about my friends, and I realized that majority of them don't have their father or haven't had their father.
Mm-hmm.
So that played a big role in my title. Now, the reason for me wanting to interview was just to find out a bunch of things that I didn't know or that I wanted to know. But the main reason was for me to apologize for how I treated you when I was younger. I know I treated you kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't know what you was going through, and I didn't understand what you was going through. But as I got older, I started to understand more, and I started.
But it just came with everything was going on.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. With everything going on, I had
that kind of stuff come with it.
I had a lot of hate towards you, a lot of anger. I wanted bad things to happen to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever apologized for it. So, like, now you're my dog, but I just wanted to apologize for that.
I appreciate that, son.
Just let you know I respect you as a man, as a father, as everything. And when I started to think about it, started to apologize, I started to wonder, how did you get to the place that you got to that I hated so much?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to start off with your childhood. Like, how was your childhood?
My childhood was, kind of hard to say.
Just early childhood.
Just kind of hard to say. Because, I start when I was around 13.
All right.
Because I remember 13 so much, because 13 was the time my stepfather left us.
Oh, okay.
Me and left me and my brothers and sisters. And I forgave him for that, but I never forgot it.
Yeah.
But being though he left, I just automatically thought I was the man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Save for it. And I remember getting a job, working, giving my mother money. But I got hooked up. My buddies who was just moving a little faster than me.
Uh-huh.
And what all I ever wanted to do, man, though they my friends, my dogs, was catch up with them.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I caught up with them, and that led me into all types of drugs. Might have been like a little scapegoats, but I didn't worry about my dad,
Uh-huh.
or what I went through with him, or how I'm living, but it's just kind of crazy back in them times.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say just from hanging around the wrong people, I don't think time was back. It could have been the right time, could have been the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
I was always and I was the youngest, and I just always wanted to stay up with them.
Yeah, keep up with them.
Yeah, and
do the things that they doing.
And they wanted to do the same thing. their brother did it. They wanted to do it.
Uh-huh.
But I found myself doing like different drugs, like experimenting with different drugs. Only because my buddy might experience with it, so I tried it.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the more stuff I experienced with, the stronger it got.
Uh-huh.
And it was just crazy. Like, well, it took me. The stronger it got, the more I wanted. Say, for instance, you know, and I don't know what made me start shooting up because I was scared of needles. But you know, like I said, hang with my friends, 14 years old, shooting drugs. And at that time, it was homemade stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't
Stuff they
no
whipped
coke.
up,
It was
just
something they whipped up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I never wanted to be down. So I always stayed in the fast lane. So whatever I took most of the time, just kept me awoke. You know, kept me up. And I would always try to find it. So if something new come out, I would try.
Try just to see.
But drugs, well, I can say shooting up wasn't too bad. It didn't take me to where crack took me. When I experienced crack.
Now, what was the transition from the shooting up to like, all right, I'm gonna try crack now? Like, what was that? Something new that came out, and then you just said, let me try
No,
it?
actually, it was both of them. When I went from the man-made stuff to when that's when people started shooting a lot of coke
Uh-huh.
and snorting it.
Yeah.
Really, well, most of I guess they were snorting it. So, but I was always like the main line.
Yeah.
Because that's what I used to do. But I started mainlining it, and I found myself doing both. Because mainlining it was my particular thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I found myself, when they introduced me to crack, eventually I wanted that more. It just gave you that kind of craving for it. And it wasn't like you was drinking beer or drinking wine. That you when you wanted it, you had to have it at any cost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I forgive me now. Well, how can I put it? I hate the fact that I did what I did back then. Stealing toys, stealing meats, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know, it just took me there. Just took me there. And the only reason why I call myself doing that, because it was easier than fucking with somebody else. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I guess you said the more I did it, the more I liked it. But, I should never think I would get off it.
All right, now let's speak on like, was it like the cool thing to do? Was it like, you know, now like, oh, you're a crackhead and all that. Now back then, was it like the cool thing, or was something you was sneaking and doing, or was like?
I was probably sneaking and doing, but see at the time, later down the line, it wasn't a cool thing. Because you really found out what it took you at.
Yeah.
But I would say like at the time, when they came out,
In the beginning.
that was the cool thing. No matter what way you did it, snort it, shoot it, shoot it or smoking. But smokers was the coolest.
Yeah.
You had to worry about messing up your arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and when you shot it, it just went everywhere quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got you high quick.
Yeah. It got you high quick, and it's something about, they say first high. It's just something about the right, let's say, quality of it will always make you feel the same.
Yeah, and when I was sitting with and this is something else I also thought about. Like, I treated you like dirt.
Hey, you know what?
But the other smokers or crackheads in the neighborhood, I treated them with the utmost, like a Beth and like a Pookie.
No, that's cool.
Like
son.
no, I'm just saying, like I treated, and you know, I was just thinking about it, like how can I treat them like this? And I hate
you probably seen You probably seen me bigger than that. But I wasn't mad at you for feeling that kind of way. I probably would have felt the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I found myself kicking myself in the ass because the shit I was doing. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, look, wait. Before we get into all the drugs and everything, you know, let's talk about like your hobbies. Like, what was your hobbies back, you know, when you was young? What are the things you like to do?
back then it was just baking.
Baking. Now, at a young age, you started out with the baking.
Oh, 12, 13, I think 13 I started working for Mr. A.
And
And I
what
used
was
to,
that?
what else I used to do? I used to work at the store, and I always had me cleaning up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I guess you say it was one of my hobbies. And this guy worked at a store. I was supposed to be working in the store. I'm in the back cleaning. I'm doing dishes, like for his house.
Uh-huh.
Because I just did it, you know. Whatever I did, I tried to do it nice, and that's how they looked at it.
And like being as though like me growing up, I liked sports. Like well, I still like sports. So I'm trying to figure out where do I get that from? Like, was you in the sports?
No.
Was you there like that's like
You know why I wasn't in the sports? Even though I liked the basketball, I wasn't too crazy about football or baseball, but I was always chasing whatever I thought I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So you ain't had no time for sports
Right,
and all that type of stuff.
right. Always, you know, just wanted to get high. That's where that crack took me,
Oh, okay.
you know?
And you started out so early, so that's why you was
Yeah.
chasing it so early. You didn't give yourself time to like get into no sports.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that too. But the reason why I actually think you start chasing it, cause after a while you notice. I know you probably noticed it was like always lines. When it first came out, you saw always see niggas
Waiting for it, like it was
waiting
the
for
it
this
thing.
nigga talking
Yeah.
to you the way he want to talk to you, and then the it's something. It's just something when somebody starts something and it makes some money. The next person want to do similar to the same thing but different to make some money.
Yeah.
For instance, like crack, when that first came out, probably was say 80% coke.
Mm-hmm.
Then next thing you know, you don't see the long lines no more. Cause niggas found out the way to cut this, cut
it,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Cut the quality, the quantity, but niggas still had that craving for it.
For the raw.
And then the line started,
yeah.
you know. I thank God the shit did get worse.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I think God did get worse because it stopped a lot of people, gave a lot of people like a time out to, you know,
To
stop
get themselves
and go to
together,
a
yeah.
program. You know what I mean? But you don't see them lines no more. You know, of course, they don't give you shit.
Yeah.
And the quality ain't like it used to be because everybody trying to get a piece of it. You know what I mean?
Now, what elementary school did you go to?
Kelly, William D. Kelly.
You did go to Kelly. See, I never knew that.
Yeah, it was old as hell when I went.
Kelly, we went there too. You know?
Yeah.
My mom put me out, but we went
Hey,
there.
your mom put you out.
She put me out and shipped me up to Northeast.
Oh, okay.
So, what middle school did you go to?
I went to Reynolds for a minute, and then I went to Vaux.
Vaux. You graduated Vaux or
I graduated Vaux.
graduated Vaux? High school. Let's talk high school.
I went to high school. I liked it high school, but I was always with my buddies at their school, you know, trying to figure out a way of how we're going to do this today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was like always on my mind. But now I didn't graduate. I regret it, but
But at what grade do you remember? Like, what's your last grade?
I got to the 12th, but didn't go to the 12th.
Oh, okay.
You know, I might have passed
moving
11,
too fast.
but at the 12th, I decided I wanted to drop out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now, how did grandma feel about that? Like,
Oh, she felt kind of upset.
but she was already running around doing her own thing.
Yeah, right. And she couldn't. I guess she felt though she couldn't tell me nothing. She probably did more praying than,
Then,
you know what I mean? You know how they do it back then.
and what about your siblings? How did your
sisters and brothers.
Yeah, how did they
They
feel?
they didn't look at me as a crackhead.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Cause I was always working.
Like functioning. Right?
Yeah, functioning at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to call myself a functionary because you still function, so you're still using it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you just an addict, get a hold onto your money for a period of time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Now, where did Frankfurt come in the picture at? Like, I know, like, our family at Frankfurt, where did that come in the picture at?
my mother's sister was one of the first ones that moved in there.
Uh-huh.
And when they moved in there, it was just like any projects. They fix little project up for a low income.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And she might have got sent from another projects.
Mm-hmm.
And wanted to stay in there because it was brand new. But she was one of the first ones moved in, and we used to have a lot of family functions up there.
Oh, okay.
That's when my mother could get around a little better.
Mm-hmm.
My could get around a little better. And my mother had 7 kids and no daddy. And my aunt had about 12. She had about 12 kids.
Wait, let's go back into the no daddy part. The no daddy part, where did that come in? Because, you know, we got Grandpa John, we got Grandpa Duke. Where did that?
The no daddy part came in. I guess he decided to.
Now, who you saying, Duke or
Duke.
John?
John, he was there, but he wasn't there. I didn't look at him like a dad because he wasn't ever there. I remember him call himself taking me somewhere and buy me up, but never bought it. And he was an alcoholic.
Mm.
You know, he rather took me to a bar than to take me somewhere to get a shirt. That was him. You know, saying how you get caught up on caffeine. Shit always have you. It's not like the same, but have you similar like the same.
Yeah, and part of now that you say the bar and bringing up, part of my drinking thing, with me drinking, part of my issue, or matter of fact, I'm going to say why I never smoked, why I never, you know, because I never smoked, so I used to be like, I don't want to get addicted to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started drinking, that's why I'm able, like, that's like my crutch, how I'm able to stop so sudden, because I'm like, hold up, I don't want to get addicted to this, but part of that reason was from, well, the main reason was from you being on drugs and all that. I was like, man, I'm not never getting addicted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I beat you up so much about it. I was like, man,
Yeah,
I'm not never
told
getting
yourself you
I ain't never getting addicted to nothing or none of, you know what I mean? So when I feel like the drink is like kind of ruining, not even ruining, but kind of taking over me,
Yeah.
or like I'm just constantly drinking, I can just stop like you know what, I ain't drinking.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what making me stop like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we talked about your siblings, grandpa, grandma. Let's talk about your friends.
Ooh.
We did speak on somewhat of your friends, but let's get into more detail about your friends, like the friends you hung around, like you know your childhood friends. And
I had one particular friend. He was like a Richie Rich type of guy. He had to want for nothing. His mother spoiled him. He was the youngest, and he always had money, but they had property. Talking about your cousin, and they had a store. They just had it going on, houses. You know what I mean? Just had it going on, and I guess you might say, enjoyed getting high too.
yeah,
But he ain't had to.
do the things that you had to do to get.
And I never caught him. Actually, seen him taking somebody's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you always had money. You take his dad money from out of the store, probably before he would take something out of his house.
Mm-hmm.
He just always had it, and I ain't gonna blame from hanging with him, cause he trying to keep up with his brother used to shoot drugs too.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like one of them things where you do
You
it,
just wanna
I'm gonna
follow
try
around
to do
big
it.
bro, yeah.
Right. It's my boy, so he doing it, I'm doing it.
Whatever he doing, I'm
You know, and he's the type of brother like, if I don't got it, you know, if you don't got it, I got it. You know what I mean? And eventually that got to be our thing. You know, everything. You know what I mean? Looking forward to getting high. But we thought we had everything in control till time started passing by. You know what I mean? And, you know, you find yourself, you're a man now, and you still doing the same shit, but you still think you got things under control. But up here is really not, you know what I mean? You find yourself on the check-in here. Some people. Not all the people. Sometimes they take them a little longer. But I was going to say this because I remember, I forget it. I remember going to this place. It was a men's home. It was like
Is this the place at Frankfurt?
Yeah, it was.
Now that
like,
probably, now before you speak, this probably, like, you went to different places.
nothing like that place.
This was the place that I remembered so much. And this was the place that kind of changed my feelings towards you. I remember that. Like, I remember, like,
why the place though?
Because you were so close, but you wasn't far, but you wasn't close.
Yeah.
And even when I was young, I thought you was kind of far, but you went to the program a few different times. And
Yeah.
for the program to like continuously take you back, and just being able to contact the person who ran it, what was his name? Smith.
Yeah.
You know, being able to contact him having you going to church, like me being able to come up there and visit. Like after a while, I remember like you being able to come out, like come out for the weekend. But one particular time that I remember, and it probably like the first time I like really hugged you and felt it. We was at I think it was called Wild at one of the parties, at one of the kids' parties, or somebody's party. I was probably about 18 or something, between like 18 and 20, just starting to understand things.
Yeah.
And you just reach your hand out, and normally I probably would have flagged it or did something like that, but I shook your hand and you pulled me in for a hug, and I felt it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the times that I do remember, and that's what made me love that place more. I'm like, all right, that place is changing you, it's changing our relationship too.
Yeah.
Like it's making our. I remember being able to drive up there because I was driving young, so I remember being.
So
able
you remember
to
the bike it on?
Yeah, I remember being able to drive up there and see you, and and for you, like even for you to just be like willingly give me money, and it probably was your last, but you didn't care just to make me happy.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to say this before I forget. I went to that place actually like about 8 times. Something just kept on drawing me there. You know what I mean? And the last time, I just finally say like, I ain't gonna do it no more. You know what I mean? I left. It was a program, but I felt that strong. That particular time. I said it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? I don't know. I might have bumped my head, but shit was changing. That's when the bad shit started coming in. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of glad it did. Yeah, just as the older you get, it'll all be like a different game. You know what I mean? Something always changing if you look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Look at the, for instance,
like the pills in now.
Yeah, like beer. So many beer places. All them used to be bars. Who the hell? When I was coming up, it was like 3 choices of beer. Bud, 45.
And what it say now, right?
Yeah. Man, it was a little wine around, but somebody always trying to.
The competition though. Yeah, you spoke on that earlier.
Now, fucking, they got like
it's like
1,000 flavors of beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And niggas get hooked on that.
No, I know.
You know? So, I know once I think my big mistakes, once I came home, I found myself started getting high. I used to hang in the bar a lot. You know what I mean? Getting drunk. I'm borrowing like $50, just wasted. It took me a long time before I got tired of it. Before I got sick for some reason, before I got real sick, I went to the hospital, for some reason, I said, I ain't gonna be doing this shit. I know I ain't have to work, but I ain't gonna be hanging in a fucking bar every day, you know what I mean?
You was tired.
Fucking up. Fucking $100 sometimes.
Just sitting there.
You know, just trying to, I don't know what is it.
Trying to show everybody you got yourself together,
yeah,
right? Like, I'm gonna buy you some drinks. Come with me.
Yeah, you know, and and I just, as a matter of fact, before I called myself chilling, it was about, I had like about, before all the shit came down on me, I had like about 3 months in. From not going out of the way, not calling nobody, and then all this, you know, checking myself again, then all this other shit
going
came.
on.
But, yeah. Then you get older, man, and it's just crazy. Now my boy Dots, he got money. He always worked. He's got a nice job. Now every now and then, I know you get high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know he's still trying to get high.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't bump his head like he gonna bump his head.
If he keep
But he try to make me bump my head sometimes.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Cause you know he try to sell over the coke. But you know we both like in our 60s, and you actually still out here trying to get
You
high.
still trying.
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
make me like I just keep him
Keep
a little
keep
further.
your distance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then closer. Always be my buddy. I always have love for you, but I couldn't say
can't be
myself. You
around
pulling me
that.
into
Yeah,
it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Now your other friend, a cousin. Now, how do you feel about Show? Like, are you like, how happy are you for him right now with him? You know?
Oh, I feel, man, there's no words to explain, because I used to actually think Shuck would never start getting high. You know, I never got to the point where I thought he was going to pass or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think he never get high. But when I
We'll never
did see
stop
him,
getting high.
yeah, you know, because his feet got all fucked up one time, stopped going to the hospital, or didn't go to the hospital, and that was my man. But see, I had to separate myself from him too, cause he was trying to keep up with the Joneses, and I was trying to get away from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Banshee ain't one of that bullshit that was selling. Didn't really like beer, but you know what I mean. You know, I hung with when I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I hung when I can. I ain't gonna be hanging with you fucking bandit house all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, shit just, man, you look back, man, stuff just changed so quick. You know what I mean? I seen people like they're in their 100 years old still chasing that stuff.
Still trying to give it that.
Right. Got the disability.
And still spending their money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about stealing.
Stealing like was
Like not just from us.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about you and stealing. Like
that was.
You get a thrill out of it?
No, I always think I'm gonna get away,
Mm-hmm.
but that was my income.
Mm-hmm.
Before sometimes I was ain't gonna take nothing out of my crib. I go here and there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I remember your mom being on the Bonnie and Clyde mission one time. And I got stuff around town. I was trying to get myself together. At the same time, I was like stealing, but I wasn't stealing from us.
Yeah.
But I was picking up.
Mm-hmm.
I had picked back up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Pick back up. That's why I started stealing. You know what I mean? Gave her a couple hours, but that's what probably made me start stealing. And I did it so much. I got caught a few times.
Yeah.
But I thought.
You got away a lot too.
Oh yeah.
One particular time, right, that I remember that
I got crazy one time.
like a childhood memory was I remember we was at Franklin Mills. Remember we used to always go to Franklin Mills on Sunday.
Yeah, spot.
And we went in the sneaker store. I think it was Famous Footwear. I wanted these LA Gear light up sneaks.
Yeah.
And I probably cried crazy for these sneaks. And on the ride home, I just kept crying. I remember kicking the chair, having a little temper tantrum. When we got home, you just threw the sneaks at me. Like like you just threw them. Like I don't know when you picked them up. I don't know where you hit them at when we got in the car, but when we pulled up, you just threw them at me, and I was like, oh, I got to sleep. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Remember wearing them the next day and all that.
Yeah, because I mean, I always loved it, y'all. Oh, man, people used to think it was one of the best families around.
And still, and that's what's crazy. Still to this day, like
People give me the utmost respect.
They love our family. You know, they love how
That's the way it was coming up. You know what I mean? Because we hung up there for a minute, but that shit was just holding us back.
Yeah, and they always thought we had all the money. They thought
and the way we carried ourselves, you know, not knowing, you know, but that was just out of respect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like
from the way y'all might talk or act.
Like one of the things I always say to people, like kids in the neighborhood, how they curse. But they'll see my mom and won't curse. Like they curse in front of their mom, but
man, that crazy.
They'll slip out and hear say curse words.
I know, ain't that
like,
crazy?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mark. I'm sorry, Mr. Mark, but they don't even care in front of their mom. They just curse.
Cuss out.
Yeah, like I mean.
Yeah.
So
I have buddies like that.
I'm glad that y'all raised us the way y'all raised us. You know, it kind of goes out and have us living the same way and have us with these same morals and principles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. Y'all grow up well. All y'all graduated and y'all grew up kind of nice. You know what I mean? Was working and.
Yeah, I know. Like you gave me my hustle spirit from me going with you. Like I had my beef with you, but after like the beef started, you know, simmering down. I remember like going to Ison's with you working and just getting money. It was just supposed to be going with you, and then you'll make sure everybody around the job give me money. So I remember you working at Tiffany's and you'll steal something, and you're like, all right, I'm sorry, but just come down and get it when I get paid. You better beat your mom. I just remember that. So I would like leave school early, beat my mom down there, go to the back, get some money, go buy the game again, or buy the sneaks again. Even though you would probably steal it again, but
I remember
you still would, you know, be able to give
it was a
to
process.
Me, you know what I'm saying? So
trying to get back.
So and then you always work. So like I respected you for that, and one of the things it's just certain stuff that I remember you saying or remember you doing that I always footnote, that I always like keep in the back of my. I remember you just saying, get a job, stay with the job for this amount of time, and then you'll be able to get a retirement check. You know what I'm saying? And earlier years, I didn't understand. I didn't care.
Right. That's why I
because
told
I
you
was running around doing. I was running around doing whatever I was doing, and you was like, and it's still like to this, it stuck with me.
See, I blew it because I was always getting paid under the table. I felt like an asshole.
But it stuck with me, and to this day, like that's one of the things I always remember. Well, my dad said if I work this amount of time, that I'll be able to collect retirement.
How old are you?
36.
36. You probably would, if you say you started working at 18.
I was about ready to retire about 2 years. And this was the times you was telling me, you know. And
40, 45.
It took me a long time to get it.
Sit home with a pension and since that.
But it took me a long time to get it and understand it, but it never went away. Like I remember.
Yeah, but listen though, like that school board, I wouldn't give up that job. For
I'm not.
I'd give another job. But look, what they give you. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to fuck that up.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard. You know what I mean? She used to have a sweet job.
For the school, did you?
Yeah. I used to go there. This some crazy shit. I used to meet them up there. We in the basement. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it was all in fun. You know what I mean? And thinking you have something under control.
And you did.
Yeah.
Now let's get into you going to prison the numerous times. Like what is that experience like? What is?
Whoa, I'm trying to think of the first time. I think the first time I got locked up, I had to do 6 to 23. Something like that, 6 to 23 months.
Now, was this older or younger year?
Younger. First time I got locked, the first time your mom sent my ass, locked me up. She caught me coming to the window. Mm-hmm. No. She caught me trying to get in the window of the house. Chased me away from the house. And now I'm just walking. I think I somewhat burned out my bridges. Couldn't go to my mother's house. Old abandoned. I just couldn't go somewhere that early or something. And I was kind of hoping the cops catch me.
Oh, okay.
And that particular night, I looked into like, you know I had them different cars. And he looked in my eye, I looked in his eye. I said, yeah, that's that nigga. It was cold. Took me in and loved it, man. And I wasn't mad.
It was just like, man, at least I got somewhere, I got somewhere to stay at.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Lay down, get myself together.
You know, I'm talking to them, explaining to them. You know what I mean? They didn't think I was a bad guy, but I fucked up from, restrainers. And they were just doing their job. But jail, it was... Actually, I think I had to do the whole 9 months. I'm not sure. I don't
but
think
you
so.
did a nice look. Actually,
what he had me at, I was in D dorm, and that's in the basement. Mm-hmm. And what was so nice about that, the heat will come out the floor.
Yeah, so you're...
Especially when you're cold, they give you a big ass wall blanket. You know what I mean? And my job was picking up the trash. Mm-hmm. You know, they going to get the trash. 5 o'clock every morning. But actually, it was just so funny, man. Mm-hmm. I had a ball. It was just so funny what niggas was doing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it might have passed the time away, but I wasn't trying to get in no fights or nothing like that. I remember this little nigga called me in the bathroom. I used to feed him when he first came in. Mm-hmm. And he called himself trying to get all tough. Because they would take stitching cords and heater water with them and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to make a career out of it. No. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Now, we talked about prison. We talked about stealing friends. Marriage.
I never...
Wait, before marriage.
Okay.
Dating my mom, I see...
Ooh, dating your mom was...
I see, like, the high school prom pictures.
Dating your mom was, like, lovely, but, I played that field. I played it well. You know what I mean? So, the little babies was coming in. But, the older I got, the more I just wanted to, like...
Chill.
Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed just going to church every Sunday.
No. Okay.
But I found myself one time sitting on the pulpit, perpetrating. I can't wait to get home and get high. And I'm on the front of the church on the pew, probably shit in my pocket, waiting to come home. You know what I mean? That ate me up. And I'm going to call myself, and they're going to call me, a junior usher, junior,
deacon.
Junior deacon. Mm-hmm. No, so... bad, but I was gonna say something before I said that. Man, your mother, I used to like your mother. Used to be crazy about her, but I know I was. Mm-hmm. I know I had a bunch of shit with me, but she was just such a nice girl. Yeah. Lady, I didn't want to like.
You didn't want to hurt her feelings. Like she was too nice to
fuck up her career or this and that. And you don't deserve an asshole like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But something always, I guess you could say, most of the times, drew her back. But I didn't actually want to, and I want to be my girlfriend. Because I didn't want to, like,
you didn't want to hurt her, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You wanted to, but you knew what came with it.
Yeah, and I was still doing my dumb shit as far as women. Then I got cookie pregnant. And I remember she asked to marry me, and she probably thought I wasn't going to marry her. I guess she called herself checking me. Of course, I just got in trouble.
Yeah, and she was like, you better figure it out.
Yeah, right.
You even going to marry me. I remember you telling me that she gave you the...
Yeah.
She gave you all the like, listen, nigga, you gonna marry me or you got the rule?
2 weeks we was married, but see, it's like I'm like call myself catching up. I ain't gonna never catch up. You know what I mean? I know that, but or you know, I might make a couple of things right, but I get mad because I can't change it around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're not. I mean, that's your story though. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not want to change that around. We may not be here where we at now if you try changing that around.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I do notice from that you try.
She was just like always there.
And now that's the role you play. Try to be always there for everybody.
Yeah, always there, man.
I can see that rubbing off on you.
I didn't try to, you know, did what I did, hang with a different set of friends. My life would have been a lot more smoother. Not a little, a lot. You know what I mean? Because I was fucking up, wasting money. And I would have been a better father. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna let you know. Years later, years down the line, you made up for it to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Even with the way you treat your grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like I started, I forgive you. And I apologize at the same time for the way I treated you. So,
you know, I could have do better. So now I just try to. I'm a little bent up now, but I might scream a little bit, but
that's part of it.
Kids,
yeah, like I remember.
That's her probably too. I mean, well, but
I remember times like when you was going in the hospital, when you like first started to get sick, but I still had so much beef with you. I remember like not going. I remember like man, I ain't going up there. Like y'all could go. I ain't going. You know, but as the years went by and we got better and and I'd be like ready to be the first one up. Oh, I'm coming. You know what I mean?
And I thank God because He still got me here. You know, right state of mind. You know what I mean? Just trying to keep things peace.
Yeah, and part of the way, you know, we came up, it made me a great father. Made me a great mentor, a great brother, you know what I'm saying?
I remember my brother told me that one time. He said, Mark, you don't know just how much you taught me. He taught me how to be a
But we talking
man.
About Gary? Yeah. Because he tells me that.
Yeah.
Like, he always got a story for me, and he always tell me that. He's like, man, your pop is the man. He was the man, he still is the man. Like, and he always give me a story about running around the streets,
because I always looked out for them, but I didn't want to be caught up in that bullshit.
He always tell me that, though.
I didn't want to get caught up in it. Back then, you know, niggas was, you know, like things were just different. You know what I mean? Niggas will shoot you now like on the spot. Like then they might catch you, shoot you, stab you, but shit just changed.
Now they shoot you broad daylight.
Yeah, just changed.
So now that, you know, before we wrap it up, with you clean, recover, you know, you have your medical conditions that you still fighting like a soldier. You know, I commend you on that. I respect you a whole lot more for your fight that you putting up with that. And how are things, you know, how do you look at things now? Like, how do you look at like life now? Like,
I try. Well, how I want to put it. No matter what, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Even if my doctor probably told me, well, Mr. Davis, you got this amount of time, I ain't gonna believe him. You know what I mean? And God has just been.
Yeah, because they was saying that.
That ain't the first time.
Yeah,
but God been like so good and all these chances He then gave me. You know what I mean? I just try to stay focused. I never get caught up in no bitch. Never. I don't know what made me make that move. You know what I mean? And God come on in like that. I just don't know really.
Just a moment.
I don't do this shit. You know what I mean? I do it every day, but take time. And I still like kick myself in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
But man, shit would have been different and better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd be mad as shit about that. And me, and when I was in the place, me and Mom was still like staying in contact.
Mm-hmm.
But to let that just knock me out my square for that fucking time. It's like a
Yeah,
fucking waste of time.
I remember.
You know what I mean? It's like a fucking waste of time.
I remember.
That should have never happened, but just crazy. So I'm just trying to, you know, just catch up and make everything we happier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just want to be happy, man. You don't know how much I like just staying home.
Mm-hmm.
Grands can come on anytime the fuck they want. I don't care. But I might make holler and make them. Man, if you let them go, they'll go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll go. You know, I might holler. They will go. If you let them go, man, I seen it be tore up like that, but they'll try to take over.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what kids
They
do.
run
but-
wild.
Yeah, that's what kids do. But I just thank God that He just made us closer, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think, you know, because I know I'm going to hit the lottery tomorrow. This ain't the way I feel about us now. Don't feel nothing like wishing for something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because this is real, you know. But, and I'm happy. I mean, I worry about this and worry about that.
Yeah. As you
But,
should.
yeah, but,
You can
Well-
tell, but you can tell now. Like,
Yeah.
I think after this last time in the hospital,
yeah, 'cause
and you
it's
got
like-
your little chair, now you be in the happiest mood ever.
Yeah,
Got your
and
little-
here, and I'm
lounging chair.
glad you brought, you know, brought the thing up for the interview, cause I ain't feel this good in a long time,
yeah.
and it might. I mean, as soon as you go home, I'm bitching again. You know what I mean? But you know, nothing bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't feel as good at this moment. You know, like a moment like this. You know, trying to keep the tears in, but that's all I want is just to be happy.
And I appreciate the interview.
No, I appreciate you bringing that
Well,
up,
the
Marcus,
conversation.
because you made my night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I had a whole nice day though. You know, your daughter coming over kicking with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most fathers don't have that honor.
Yeah.
You know, you and your daughter.
You know,
over
before we
there.
wrap it up, let's speak on your
Yeah.
kids.
Huh?
Your kids.
They don't, you know. They don't. I think all my kids is wonderful. I wish you slow down. I mean, that bothers me. Other than that, you know, I think y'all doing great. I always talk about y'all too. You know what I mean? You got a head on you. You got to get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, I know I made my own mistakes.
Well, you know,
But-
you learn from the mistakes.
Right.
You know, he
So,
should learn from them
I don't
also.
respect him, even though some people do blame me for him. You learn from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's still, you know, but I don't know what he do with money. You know? And I just want him to know he got things under control.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think he got him under
I
control.
feel
No,
much
he got
better because he lived with me, and there be a lot of times I don't know how I am because of this, because of that, but I don't want to respect that. We both men.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be howling on me, cussing you out, or me want to do this to you. I never let it get to that point, you know what I mean? But if he could get himself, you know, a little more to focus, that would make all my days, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Like I said, I apologize.
Well, I appreciate that, Marcus, but you really don't owe me a apology.
No, I feel like I owed it to you. I apologize. I forgive you. Forgave you.
I forgive you too.
And I ain't forget because, you know, it's good memories, good things to bring up and
Mhm.
laugh about now. But I appreciate you for holding this conversation with me.
Yeah, it made me feel a lot better.
And I know,
I'll probably sleep good tonight, too.
And I know some of my friends probably wish they could have this conversation with their father.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, too. And that was right on time. That was right on time.